This is the Conscious Business Podcast.
We're good? We're up and going? No issues?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Man.
Okay, so Justin.
Yes, sir. Let's get deep.
Yeah. So, what was your situation? What you had a kid? Did what was your home situation like there as you're transitioning?
So I was living on my own. Had my son 7 out of 14 days, give or take. Typical construction boy having a truck he can't afford. High debt. Nothing crazy. And maybe a month of bills saved when I made the jump.
Maybe a month of bills saved.
So $8,000, let's say.
Okay. But what about you had Kate half the time, and it was like a condo or?
Yep.
Or what was it?
Living on my own. I think I had a roommate at that time.
And how old was Kate at that point?
7.
Okay. So, and was the baby mama, let's call her, where was she?
Taking money from my pocket.
Taking money from your pocket. All right.
Whoa.
That sounds like a touchy subject. Let's dig into that. You know what I mean?
Let's polarize here.
Yeah. That took a wild turn that obviously struck a chord.
She's a great lady.
Do you find it easier that Kate goes to school and you don't have him, some extra days a week?
Do I find it easy in what aspect?
Like to fulfill duties as a mortgage broker for people? Are you able to spend more time working on your business and chasing after clients and phoning back and trying, or do you still reserve that time for personal, right? And that's the other option.
So I think there's two different times we have to differentiate between the beginning of me starting my business. Having him part of the time helped, because then on the days that I didn't have him, I did hustle longer. As where now, it's harder because the days I have to get him, I'm not able to, they're shorter days for me. So right now with 37 active files on the go, I can't just take that afternoon off. I'm not able to plan around that, unfortunately. Whereas in the beginning, because I knew I was getting him, Thursday and Tuesdays, I would stay at Canadian Tire an extra 5 hours or talk to extra people, however. But that was the drive, because I had him the next day to remind me.
Can I just dive into something there?
Oh boy.
You said I would go to Canadian Tire more often.
It was actually Home Depot.
Home Depot. How is that hustling?
Oh, do you not know this?
No.
Oh, so
this is new territory too.
So when I got started in the broker industry, this guy Dustin Woodhouse had created this book series called Be the Better Broker, and in it he talks about this guy named JD Smythe who would go to Home Depot and talk to contractors. And so I actually found another podcast later on after reading that book that explained what he did more often. And so I went and did the same thing because I'm big and tattooed and contractors can talk to me. So that's how I found
you're relatable.
Well, just what I thought was my people back then. And so that's how I found my first 20 deals.
And then you realized that it wasn't actually your people. The furries are your people.
The furries.
Yeah.
Don't discriminate against manly men.
That's okay. Yes.
So I would go to Home Depot Tuesdays and Thursdays, actually every day, from 7 to 10 and talk to anyone who was self-employed. And I had a script of hey, I'm Justin. I'm a local mortgage broker trying to help self-employed contractors in town with their financing needs. If you don't already know, self-employed people don't have as good of access to money as an employed person. So there's special programs that you have access to that can help you gain that money. If you have time now or later today, I would love to like go over these with you. Here's my card, but why don't you give me your phone number and email, and I'll reach out later to book a time.
That's pretty good.
And you pulled in 20
I pulled in 20.
files.
So first month was nothing. The second month was one deal, and I think because of my split, it was like $1,000. And then the third month was 9 deals or 8 deals.
And you see
And
like
it funded, yeah.
the momentum.
He's asleep.
but you essentially built your momentum, and that momentum will continue to propel you. And I assume during the first couple months, what aspect of the business did you work on? Like, was it things to bring people in, or to accommodate, or an image to present?
No, I had mentorship in the sense of, this is how you do a deal, this is how you package it, and this is how you send it to a lender. But I had zero, wherewithal of like how to do anything. And like, if any of my former clients are listening of my first year of brokering, I'm sorry. That was a terrible customer journey, and I'm much better today. Because I look back and I'm like, how the hell you let me give you $600,000 beyond me? I was terrible.
Fake it till you make it.
You know what?
100%.
No, I think that term like is a harsh term. Like, fake it till you make it means that you have no clue what's going on.
Yeah.
Right?
I didn't.
Is that not how you felt starting real estate?
Oh, totally. 100%. But the way I want to look at it is like constantly building and like learning and willing to make a mistake or identify a mistake that you've made.
Oh, that's all part of faking it.
Right? And like, that's fake. Well, the fake it to make it, it sounds great. It's a great term.
I did it. It can be done.
But like, you
I've done
learn
it with
from
every job I've ever had.
right? Like you learn that first year so much. Like every transaction or every interaction I have with people, I feel I gain a lot of knowledge. So it's kind of hard to like attack yourself from that far back, that you're new in the industry in a relative term, right? Like you're gonna make mistakes, or you're gonna have places where you definitely can improve, right?
Yeah, but it also goes to like how I said, if there was a gun to your wife, would you go get a deal? Like, the deals are there, right? And I just feel like if it wasn't for the way I was with my son and that extra drive to I have to succeed, I wouldn't have gone and found those deals, and I don't know how I would have found deals. So then luckily my money didn't run out until the first hey, here's a really good month, and then the whole typical real estate train.
What does that mean?
Fuck, Clayton. Train is gone.
Oh, it's got derailed.
So I'll
bring me back, Jesse.
I'll
Bring me
pull you
back.
back a little bit off that track, though. Like, you're going to get improvement on every transaction that you do, and you almost analyze every step to tailor your company. And I know you do that because you probably didn't do videos at the start, but you did a great explanation, and it provides value to the client. And that's essentially what you want to be doing, is learning from your early transactions.
Yeah, but he's talking about motivation.
Yeah, well, I see what Jesse's saying too, and to be honest, so yes, you're learning by every meeting of a person, every experience, but I definitely at that time wasn't looking back on my past transactions with people to then improve going forward, if that makes sense.
Why not?
Just that's not where I was yet in my entrepreneur self-employed journey.
Yeah, you weren't in the treating your current clients and your past clients like gold to get more business out of it. You were just looking at those transactions on to the next, on to the next, on to the next.
No, I think it was more like, yeah, you're looking for, you know, I think as a broker, you're looking for that first like one deal that's gonna get you like out of whatever situation you're in, right? That first big check, where so it's very transactional at the beginning, but I don't think I was looking back on things because like I wasn't there on like my own personal journey yet. Like I wasn't prepared to like critique like how good or bad I was. Whereas now I can be like, oh yeah, like I, you know, should have called her back like a little quicker or whatever, right? Like, yeah, exactly. So like that's why I wasn't learning from my past transactions. It was just, okay, like I'm just in hunt mode. Let's find the deals.
I think too, if you're like taking on clients that you don't know their background or their persona or whatever, that makes it tough because you don't hear their language because they might be saying something in a different way to you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but even now, like when I have my discovery calls now, if somebody's like, oh, I just need that like super rad mortgage or whatever, I'll use those same words to like relate to that person, right?
It's chameleon.
Exactly, because they said it, so those are important words. Now we're building that bond. Whereas like before, it was basically like, give me your information. Here's like, let me just try and get you some money. Like to me, it was like, okay, I need to fund this to get $5,000 in my pocket.
Yeah. Then as you were afforded yourself more time to get better at it, you did that. You got better at it.
Yeah. But I easily probably 25 clients that were like, sorry.
Yeah. So actually that ties back into like when I was making my transition, why I thought it was worth it to restart over my business to move back to here, because I was chasing every deal. Like you say, I just needed a paycheck. I didn't know where people came from. I got lucky. They came out of nowhere and I always had enough to survive, just like one deal at a time. And then I knew that if I came back, I would be building a proper foundation for a business because I had such a bigger audience. So then it made sense that I was going to be having better quality clientele and like a base of my business to then, that's your foundation of your building, right? Because I wasn't doing that back in Kelowna. I was just chasing like a madman deal for deal to survive.
I think too, like the more